Thor: The Dark World opens in AMC theaters everywhere in just a few weeks on November 8th, and this past weekend, one of the stars of the film, Tom Hiddleston, was asked by our friends at Collider if there would be a possibility for a future standalone Loki movie. Hiddleston stated that there are currently absolutely no plans for a Loki movie, and that he believes Loki is at his best when playing off of Thor, since he believes Loki and Thor are almost defined by each other. John, would you buy or sell a Loki standalone movie?
I gotta sell it, actually, because I completely agree with his logic. Now, while I also saw, because I think Loki's going to die in this next movie. I hope I'm really dead wrong about that. But while I would love to see a Loki movie because he's one of my absolute favorite characters in the cinematic universe, he's absolutely right. He is defined by that relationship he has with Thor. You know, one of the things I loved about the performance he brought to this character so much is that he is so multidimensional. Like when he's talking with Thor, he's almost got like a Smeagol and Gollum thing going on. You can see in his performance these nuances that he really loves his brother, but he really hates him. You know, he wants great things for his brother, but he wants to kill him at the same time. And you always see that struggle going on in him that I don't think every actor could bring. And I think he's masterful at that, but he's right. A Loki movie without Thor, I just don't know that I'd be that into as much as I love him and the character. Dennis, what do you think?
I buy it just because Loki is so beloved. I mean, people like Loki more than Thor.
Yeah.
So I understand what he's saying, but I think if you did maybe a Loki movie that Thor is in, but he's just not the main character,
right,
I think it could work just from his perspective.
You know, on top of that, I remember when the first Thor movie was coming out, I went to a press conference with it. There was me, about 30 other journalists, and more than half of them were women there. And, you know, up on the panel, you had Anthony Hopkins, of course you had Chris Hemsworth, you had Kenneth Branagh, and you had Tom Hiddleston. And it was crazy, like I couldn't believe it. Like a lot of the girls were talking, of course they were all excited to see Chris Hemsworth, but walking out of that place, all they were talking about was Tom Hiddleston. Mm-hmm. It was kind of crazy. Anyway, Schnepp, what do you think about the idea of a standalone Loki film?
I gotta sell it. I'd rather see Ulick, the King of the Trolls. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think he works as Thor's adversary. As a standalone movie, probably not so much. I mean, I could see him popping up maybe in like an episode of The Avengers or like the Shield television series. Maybe like in the second season, once they've got everything together, he could actually be a villain, a crossover villain. Like, I mean, he's the one who put the Avengers together, so to speak, in the comics and in the movie. So
it's true.
And even if he does die, no one really dies. Look at Coulson. Like no one really dies in these comic book movies. So.
I can't believe you just said Loki died. I think you might break my heart. Jane can go, but we can't kill Loki.
We're just conjecturing.
Terrible.
If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to AMC Movie News on YouTube. It's free and a great way to stay updated with all the latest movie news and check out our daily show, AMC Movie Talk. Also, don't forget to check us out on Facebook and Twitter to stay in the loop for our special prizes, giveaways, and contests.